Good morning, class. I wanted to go over your grammar lesson with you for today. It's 12.3. So we are going to, before we get started, I want to make sure you have reference 172 printed out so that you could refer to it. It has all the rules and things that you're going to need so that you can look back at it. So if you don't have it printed out, I want you to do that. So go ahead and press pause on the video, have your parents print it out, and set it next to you so that you could have it. So if you do have it printed out, I want you to just have it by you. We're going to learn about personal pronouns and their antecedents. So, what are antecedents? If you didn't know, personal or antecedents are the subject pronoun of a sentence. So we know what subject pronoun is, right? You guys are great at grammar and classifying sentences. So subject pronoun of a sentence. And antecedents is what we're going to be focusing on, and then we're going to be looking at personal pronouns that go along. And just so you know, antecedents and personal pronouns always match. They go together. So they need to equal each other. So why does it matter? We're going to think about a sentence. So the sentence is, the dog ate the food. So in that sentence, the antecedent, the subject pronoun is dog. Ate the food. So there's nothing personal in that sentence. So we can be a little confused because it's not very specific to things. The dog ate the food. Well, whose food? Did the dog eat his own food? Did the dog eat Ella's food? Did the dog eat Madison's food? Did the dog eat my food? You know, that's kind of important, especially, maybe when it doesn't come to food, but other things, like whose food did he eat? So we can be more specific in our sentences when we use personal pronouns that match the antecedent or the subject pronoun. So we're going to think about, as we're growing and learning, we can be better at our writing and we can be more detailed in our sentences. So instead of using something like the, we could make it more, we can give more information. So it could have more content to what we're wanting to say. So there's two questions that we need to ask. The first one is the number of antecedents or subject pronouns that are in the sentence. So number, singular or plural. So in this sentence, the dog ate the food, we can see by the word dog, the antecedent or subject pronoun, dog is singular. There's only one dog. The other question we want to ask is gender. Is it masculine or feminine? And that depends on the personal pronoun that we choose to use, depending on that answer. So the dog ate the food. Well, we don't really know if it's a boy dog or a girl dog. So we kind of fall back to the rule of using masculine pronouns in this sentence. So we would say the dog ate his food. And that would give us more information, so no one has to get upset at my house that the dog ate the wrong person's food, right? Because he ate his food. And we know all of those things from this sentence. So 2 questions you need to ask: the number, singular or plural, gender, masculine or feminine. And we know that the antecedent is a subject pronoun of the sentence, and it always matches with the pronoun in that sentence. So we're going to look at a couple of examples and see if we could ask those 2 questions and we can think about it. So the antecedent is girl, subject pronoun, girl. So when we think of that word or antecedent, we are going to say girl is at, well, singular or plural? How many girls are in that sentence? There's just one. so it's singular. And so is it masculine or feminine? Girl we know is feminine, so we would use the word her. Girl and her. If we had girls, we know that it's plural, and so we would have, we would know that it was plural. And is it feminine or masculine? Well, girls is feminine, and there's more than one, so we couldn't use her, we would have to use their. So the rule we fall back on for if there's plural, we have to use the masculine form of things. So their, girls and their. Man, is man singular or plural? It's singular. There's only one man. And so we can think, is it masculine or feminine? Well, we know that man is masculine, so we would use his as the personal pronoun. Men is another antecedent that we could see. Men is referring to a plural number of men, and it's also masculine. So we would use their as the personal pronoun. And sometimes we're given some nouns or antecedents that aren't clear on the gender. They're more neutral. So if we have the word teacher, without a lot of context, you wouldn't know if it was masculine or feminine, if you're just using the word teacher to describe the teacher. So we know that if you were referring to me and my name was included in that sentence, we would use the gender feminine, so that we'd use that personal pronoun. But say we were talking about Mr. Beamer, then the teacher would be masculine. So if it doesn't, the sentence doesn't give us enough information, we have to fall back to the rule of it being masculine. So then, therefore, we would use teacher is his. So we have that example. Also, I want you guys to go ahead and we're going to go through example from your homework page. It is Classroom Practice 58, and we're going to go through number 1 just to make sure that you understand what you're to do on that homework. So if you don't have that in front of you, I want you to pause the video again, go grab it, and then come back and press play when you're ready. If you're already ready, the sentence in exercise 2 in your homework says the children played with, and it has in parentheses, his or their toys. So we need to think about the antecedent. The children played. Well, the subject pronoun of that sentence is children. So we can go ahead and write that in that first box. Children is the antecedent, the subject pronoun. Is it singular or plural? Well, is children singular or plural? It's plural, right? So we know that they have to match. The pronoun in that sentence has to match with the antecedent. And so since it's plural, we know that the pronoun is going to be plural. So we need to go back and see which one we need to underline. So the children played with his toys, or the children played with their toys. Well, since it's a plural pronoun, we know that we need to underline their. So the children played with their toys. So go ahead and do that homework sheet. You guys should have reference 172 out in front of you in case you forget those rules, but there's 2 of them that you could refer back to. Thanks.